Oh dear me. Everyone's out prospecting, I hope so. Might as well bring that closer. Oh dear. There we go. Bring that around. Bring that around there. There you go. Yeah. G'day guys. I thought I'd get started on this coil. I was going to do it the other day, but yeah, too many things popped up and I never got it started. So I've had people say make a round coil, make a a big coil, a 10-inch coil, 4-inch coil. So what I've actually done, I've got my design set out there. It's in the middle. I'm going to make an elliptical coil. So what I've done, I've got a Commander elliptical coil, and that's that bit there. And I've just traced around that coil, and what I've done then is I've brought it in 1 centimetre, basically nearly a little bit under ½ an inch. So then I'm going to bang some nails in so I can run my wires and wind the coil, and then I'll leave enough room to put on some shielding, and it'll fit inside the housing. So that's how I've done it. I basically got an existing coil, just drew it out the same, if you can see that, how it's drawn out, and then just bring it in a little bit, because you've got to allow for your winding your wire, because if you just did it at the diameter you're going to do it, or whatever it is, the outside perimeter, then it won't fit. So you've got to do it a little bit under and then bring it in. So what I'll do, I'll just go merrily bang some nails in this. And it's very easy to do to make coils. All you do is just get some wood, like that. The other one I did, I put dowels in it, drilled it and put dowels, but this is such a small coil that I'll just use nails, and I can just wrap it around the nails and then pop it off, put a couple of cable ties around it and then drop it off. So for starters, I found a bag of nails after we searched the house. We ended up finding some. They're all different sizes, so I'm going to try and tip some out and get them around about the right size. I don't know. I'm guessing something about that might be good to wind a coil. And also when you whack the nails in, make sure they're not bent over like that. If you bend them over, you'll never get the coil off, or on the other way, it'll slide up and pop over. So we don't want to do that. So I've just roughly marked this out. So this will be a bloody good coil. I'm going to use the new coil. I've got new cable. I've got new everything. So this is going to be an absolute ripper. I've done some tests. How would you like if I told you that I could run a mono inside the house? Okay, it's going to be that good. But anyway, we'll just bang a few of these in, trying to get the same size. It's like I picked one nail and I probably got no more of the same size, but I should have. Is it that? It's probably longer, but probably doesn't make any damn difference. I'll just bang anything I find in where it's got to go. So I don't have to go crazy on this. When you do a double D, when you get around the pointy ends on the coil, on the bottom and the top, put more nails around, because otherwise it'll cut in too hard and it goes out of shape. You'll lose too much of the diameter. So you want to put probably about 3 around there. I'll show you when I finished it anyway. So not critical. The quickest way to make a coil is doing it like this. Or you can, if you want to make a round one, you can wind it on an old Milo tin. I've done that before. Don't wind it too tight because it won't pop over the lips on the edge, on the bottom and the top. So you can do that. It will work. Very, very good straight concrete knot. It wants to vibrate. Get some good size nails. I'll tell you what though, guys, I did a mock-up coil and you know, I can't really go and swing it, but I'll tell you what, it absolutely just kills everything. You're going to get well in excess of, I get a feeling that these coils on a GPX that have been clocked up will kill the 6000. My opinion. It's always my opinion. So when I finished and we do this, these special coils and put them on a 45 or a 5000, it's going to be an absolute eye-opener. So there's our little nest of nails. You can tell I'm a carpenter. I'm using a hammer like this. Yeah. And you see the thing I was talking about in the last video about Mr. Oz Geology and his video about metal detecting being banned in Victoria over certain areas, which is this S7 overlay on GeoVic. And everyone poo-pooed it and said, oh no, he doesn't know what he's talking about, this, that and the other. Actually, he went and put up another video you want to go watch. Mr. Oz Geology's channel on YouTube, and he goes into very, very detailed explanation of how he thinks it overlays and how it affects the common prospector. People are going, oh, it only affects mining companies. It doesn't say that. It's any sort of mining operations, prospecting, and if you listen to exactly what he says, I think he's actually right. But what I think is that whoever wrote up the Woody, it is cleared. Cleared? Well, yeah, I think he's on the thing, but he's on the. He knows what he's on about, but I don't know. I think whoever wrote up the rules and regulations cocked it up. That's what I think's happened. It's a cock up. It's a it hasn't explained it properly or something, and it's a schmozzle. It really is, because I'd read it and say, oh no, not allowed to go there. We'll go find out. What I'll do when I do this coil, I'm going to where we're not allowed to go, and see if I get the you know, the environmental police come down and try and arrest me. But here's the thing: I won't be prospecting. I'll be testing a coil. Different, isn't it? I'm not prospecting. I'm just testing. It's public access land. You can go and ride motorbikes through there. You can go and walk your dogs through there. You can go, actually, where we are, you can actually go there and do archery, right? You can go and shoot arrows through the bush where people walk. So if you're going to go and try and attack somebody with a metal detector, I would expect some detectorists one day to wrap it around the person's head. PMAV has got it all cleared, worked out. I'll have to check because yeah, I went off my rocket. Well, I actually put a rocket up my rocker. Went off my rocker over that. I wasn't. Shut up, stupid crow. Yeah, I wasn't impressed at all. The way it first come across, it was like, you know, I watch Oz Geology's channel, and he's usually on the ball. He's pretty level on everything, and then that pops up, and yeah, that made me nearly pop a fuse. I probably did, but yeah, cause a reaction anyway. No mining. Oh, okay, for no mining companies. Okay, well, that's all right for detectorists. Except I've got a mining company. Oh, didn't know that, did you? But yeah, we got. I don't know. I think we've got 640 square kilometres of exploration land in Victoria, which we're trying to get the minister to sign off on, actually, or the minister's delegate. Detectorist is cleared. Good. I'm glad, because I tell you what, if that really, will you shut up? If it did affect people who went metal detecting, I tell you what, they would have something like a big blow up. It would absolutely go nuts. There's so many people who go detecting, especially in Ballarat, Bendigo, Dalesford, and these sort of areas that I wouldn't want to be the local Labor politician. My opinion, I wouldn't want to be that person, because my God, imagine, I mean, there's some elements of the prospecting community that you just wouldn't want to cross. I'll tell you that right now. It's a freaking, yeah, interesting people. And Bill Schultz. Oh, yeah. There's some interesting people. Indeed. Okay. Oops. I skewed that one a bit. Hang on. We're going to fix him. There we go. Anyway, that's how I'm going to do the coil wind. So, yeah, you see all the nails are different sizes because it's a mixed bag of nails. But as long as I can wind it around here, and I've got to that outer ring at the outer one there to do it. You built me a coil, mate. I could build lots of coils. I'd rather than doing this, I'd rather have proper forms made. And what you do is you do it in 2 bits of wood, the form in the middle, put a guide hole in there, and you have it so it bolts like so, and it spins. You spin it, and you just have a wire counter, and you put in whatever 28 turns, or jumble wound, however you're going to do it. And when you finish, just unbolt it. Have some cutouts along the wood, so you can just put a couple of cable ties around it so it doesn't go haywire and spring apart. And take the sides off, and you got the coil. Then you go and do what you have to do to it to shield it and everything else, and then you put it in the coil former. It's that simple, not hard. It's got to know what you're doing, but it's not rocket science. It's pretty easy. So yeah, that's good enough. The when you do this too, I might as well point this out. These nails here, you got very small heads on them. They're the ones you want to use. Right, these ones here I've used with the big heads. Yeah, not a good idea, especially around here, because that's where you pop it off from. So it's all right if you just have them around one side, but up here, I shouldn't actually have these big-headed ones here, because it's hard to get the cable up, because you want to cable tie it so it stays together. And yeah, what I'll do, I might pop some of these big ones out. Shows you how tight I've whacked them in there. Just pull out by hand, and so this is what happens. I'm talking and doing stuff. It's guys can't multiplex very well. Women can. Women can listen to the TV, watch the TV, wash the dishes, and and do AI programming all at once. Guys don't do that. We do one thing while we're doing good. It's either talking good or banging nails in good. But if we mix the two together, we'll completely screw up. That's just the way it is. Anyway, I'll put these small-headed nails in there, just so it makes it easier later on. I'll put another one in there because it's on the end. There we go. So basically, that's got enough nails in that former there to wind around, and because I've traced out the shell I'm going to use, it gives me a guide not to go any bigger than that, else it won't fit. So, you know, what I've done sometimes, if it gets a bit, I've used a lot of insulation on the wire and it gets a bit too big a bundle, what you can do, if you really want to, you can then start just winding on the last few of them in and out on the nail. So you put a little bit on the inner and outer like that, and then you cable tie it all, and then you pull the nails out and then use it. That's another trick I've done. I've built lots of coils up this way over the years. So yeah, just bits of wood. And there's a former. So if you want to make whatever it was, it's 5 by 10. This is actually you know, a 5 by 10 commander coil. That's what the design is off. So sue me. So it's not exact anyway. It's my interpretation of a commander coil design. So we'll just yeah, I'll get that underway, and let's put another couple in there just for fun. Just we're a little bit gappy, because it does have gaps. It will want to, instead of following the curvature, it'll want to just lay in on those between the nails. So something like that's probably good enough. Maybe a couple more, because when I put some more extras in, it makes the other bits look a bit hollow. So I'm trying to find a small head nail. They're all got big heads on these. I could make a joke about that, big heads, but I won't, because I don't know which countries you're from. Yeah, there we go. So there we go. That'll do it nicely. That sort of form there. So just remember, when you start, if you want to be really pedantic, you know that the former has the pickup there somewhere, about there, for the cable. What you do is you can do this over here. Oh, actually, probably way over here somewhere. About there. Put a nail in, like I've done here, so you can tie your wire onto it, and then go one in, and then around and around and around, and it just gives you a starting point for your wires. And then when you've wound it, you can just flip it back in, and that goes up to you, connects to your cable, and goes up. So yeah, just little things that over the years that I've just realized just makes it easier for you to do. So that's that. Well, anyway, guys, I'm glad that hopefully that crazy lockout type situation has been resolved, because that means I don't have to tie the Eureka flag to my back like Superman cape and go marching down to the local MP's office. So yeah, 100%. Tell you what, you know, at first glance on all that, I was in shock. Actually, I rang up somebody who actually, I shouldn't give away all these things, but Mr. Palace was looking after mining here and Treasury. That's the state government. But Mr. Palace is not doing that. He's actually given that to someone, to another politician that I know, someone very well that knows this politician very well, and we've also already had a bit of communication back and forth, and we're going to go and find out for sure tomorrow, and have an in-depth discussion. But it will be private. I don't think anything will go out publicly. I'll be able to repeat it publicly, but I don't think just the nature of my channel, because I drop a few clangers occasionally. I don't think politicians really want to be associated with that, which I can't blame them. And, you know, I don't care, right? I'm not employed by anybody. No one is my boss, and I don't give two damns. I'm a bit like probably the same mindset of Musk or Trump. Like, don't give a damn. Yeah, so anyway, you can hear the door's going to open. What's that? Oh yeah, people will comment. Yeah, things pop up, but I'm usually busy doing things I can't see. That's all right. What do they comment? Oh, Chari's going to give me her phone so I can read things. Oh, there's heaps of comments. God, I must have been banging nails in. I didn't hear. Yep. Oh, Doug Cole. Yep. And Bill Shutt. Yep. And you build me a coil. Yeah, okay. Sounds great. Only want two. You only want two coils? Yeah. Was wet out today detecting. Yep. It's a bit muggy here. And oh, there's still, oh God, it's more. Yeah. Yep. I read that part. Yeah. The zones are for no mining companies. So if it's for companies, good, because I've got no exploration leases or tenements on those bits of land anyway, so I don't care. There you go. That's very good enough. And yeah, I don't know. I might cut this. I might, I don't know. I'll do the rest of the coil. I might do it inside, and I'll do it as a I don't know. Should I do it as a live or a recorded? Yeah, it's muggy. It's muggy here. Maybe because we're mugs. No, it's muggy, sticky. Yeah, it is. It's got that humidity sort of Queensland feel to the air. Because you know, it's just what it is. You know, I was whinging months ago. It was so damn cold here. You know, you wake up and it's like 0 degrees, and you know you can't. You feel like a snake. You can't get started. You have to warm up, and when it gets warm, like yesterday here it was 30 degrees, but it was a nice dry 31 degrees. I love it. I'll go out and I'll go detecting that all day. I don't care less. And record. Yes, we are, Woody. That's what I said to my army mate. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I don't mind hot weather, except one time when I went out with a fellow by the name of Spencer in Denali, and this is a funny story, right? No joke. We went out in Denali, and it was 43 degrees, right? And we've been detecting on this paddock for a while, and we were probably about 3 or 4 k's, mile and a half away from the car, and it was around about getting to pretty close to midday, and we both at the same time we're away from each other, but we're still detecting in the same direction. There's one big tree in the middle of the paddock, big tree, and we both beelined it to it because we're actually like dehydrating. We had water in the car, and there was a situation where Spencer started getting a really severe headache from a heat stroke, and I'm feeling a little bit, not warm at all. Yeah, as long as you don't look at it in American terms, it's over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 105, 6, 7, something like that Fahrenheit. 43 here. Could have been even hotter where we were. So what happened is around about lunchtime, a little bit past, and we gone up to this tree for some shade. And Spencer's going, "Oh, I feel sick. Oh, I don't feel well. You know, I'll get a headache." I'm going, "Oh God, here we go, heat stroke." And I'm feeling like a bit of a piece of, beef jerky. I mean, physically feeling like a piece of beef jerky, not eating it, but absolutely, dry mouth, really just zapped of energy. And then I realised, I said, "Oh, we better get back to the car and get our water." And yeah, we sort of staggered. We both really staggered towards the car. He was screwed. Uh, sorry, Spence, if you're watching, but it was really bad, and I was really feeling it bad as well, to the point where all you want to do is sit down and blast yourself with the air conditioner and drink about a gallon of water. And we got back to the car, and lucky we opened the doors in the car up and got in there, and we left our esky, which has got all cold water and drinks, back at the caravan park. So we jumped in the car. There's no Spencer was driving. He couldn't drive. He was that out of it. Turned the car on, turned the air conditioner on absolutely flat stick. Took about 20 minutes to recover so he could drive. We drove straight into Denali's, went straight to the pub, and I reckon we downed about 10 schooners in about 5 minutes each. Because I had the coldest beer. The beer was sitting just above freezing. I remember grabbing it, and it just went chug straight down. And another. And yeah, probably not a good idea when you're totally dehydrated. But yeah, we sat there just drinking like fish. And yeah, we both come good. And then we bought some cans, took them back to the caravan park, and then Jimmy Stewart came around to pay us a visit and drunk all our beer. Anybody who knew Jimmy Stewart would know that to be the God's honest gospel truth. He used to come around. No, I used to go there quite often at Lanakuri. He used to drink all my beer. He used to come around, yeah. You know, I'd have one. He'd have two to my one, but he was drinking mine. But that was all right. It was good value. But funny. You got to see the funny side of it. People who knew him will know that it was quite funny. Anyway, I better get in and do this coil. I will go and do it as a proper recorded job, I think. Yeah, do it yourself. Yeah, I've got some really good stuff. Some really good stuff. But the thing is, I can't. Some parts of what I do, I can't make it totally public, because I refer to them as the monkey see, the monkey copies. The commercials will do it, and stuff that you've learnt, built up. You've paid money to get materials and everything. Yeah, it works out in a way that you do all this hard work and you put all this effort into it, and then you just spoon feed other commercial interests who'll just run away with it. Basically, give you the wave, and just steal it, basically. But I can't. Yeah, so don't do it then. All good. No, I'll do part of it. I'll show you how to do part of it to make an efficient coil, but I can't explain in great detail some particular add-ons or changes, but I'll show you the end result. What I'll do, I'll get this. I'll do it my way. I'll fire it up. I'll stick it on a detector. I've got some standard detectors that come in for mods, so I'll just use a standard 5000 or something. Put it on there. Let it do an auto tune, and you have a listen to that detector with this coil here, which I'm going to build up, and I'll get an equivalent size coil. So what are we? We're on a 5x10. I don't know if I've got another. I think I pulled all my 5x10s apart because I wanted to use the shells. But I've got some 10-inch coils. So as a fudge factor, it's pretty much a muchness, but you have a listen to the amount of interference that comes through on the 10 compared to this. And when I go and use my tiny little test target, you listen to the sensitivity on this one I'm going to build up. You are going to go, what? It's going to be really, really good. Yeah, what's this? Be great to learn how to make a coil. Yeah. God, it fades away quick. Can't read the end of it. Keep it short. It just went. I was reading it down here, and it went. Whoop. Is going to buy 5,000. Send it to you. He has an Axiom. Oh, he's got an Axiom. No, I feel sorry for the guy. I shouldn't say such things, should I? But hey, if you want my, I'll tell you what, I don't care. You know, I got no, I don't do any work on those. I've had them. I don't want to do any work on them. I don't want to know about them. They don't stack up, guys. I'll tell you, and I've always said this, even though I'm not the greatest fan of any detector company, but bloody hell, so far, go and beat a Mine Lab. You put money on it, beat a Mine Lab. You can't. Mine Lab make the best detectors for gold prospecting. That's why everybody uses them that's in the know. And people that aren't in the know go and buy something else, and then they go to a Mine Lab eventually. Hey, my first detector back in 1980 was a bounty hunter, right? A bounty hunter. Um, it wasn't very long after that the bounty hunter got the big, you know, exit. Bye-bye, bounty hunter. It was an 840, by the way. And yeah, Possum make, oh yeah, made one. Yeah, carry it around your body, yeah. There's a guy not far away from here that has done that with some of his detectors. He's converted 7,000 into a body mount setup and wears it, so you don't have the weight or as much weight. But yeah, anyway, you sent me off track now. But with detectors, it wasn't long after using, a white something or other than Garrett A2B, and very, very quickly after that, I went and had a Gold Seekers 15,000, which is actually a Mine Lab detector. It was a very early configuration of Mine Lab. The people that were initially involved made that detector, which was a VLF. It worked quite okay. And from there,